Man who treated stage 3 COPD with cannabis off all meds and back to work full-time. Back in April of 2014, this author presented an article about how cannabis is very helpful for COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. The story of Jeff Waters, diagnosed with stage 3 COPD at the age of 36, was featured in that article. Some may wonder how he's doing now. First, a quick review of what COPD is. It's a strange name that describes different lung problems that aren't cancerous but very debilitating. Those you see carting around oxygen tanks that feed into their nostrils have some form of COPD. And the prognosis from mainstream medicine is that it only gets worse. There's no cure in sight from Big Pharma. Yet all sorts of prescriptions are given to purportedly give some relief. Their side effects are what put Jeff into the hospital under life support at one time. Jeff was on 15 pharmaceuticals including COPD drugs, high blood pressure meds and drugs for depression, anxiety, aggression, high cholesterol, insomnia and pain. Acute upper respiratory disease is a black box warning on some of them. After spending 28 days in intensive care going in and out of a coma from a reaction to one of those drugs, Jeff decided to find a better way to handle his COPD than what the medical monopoly and Big Pharma offered. Jeff's discovery and latest developments. Though residing in a non-medical marijuana state, Jeff managed to get his hands on FECO, full-extract cannabis oil, made with full-spectrum cannabis that includes THC and uses grain alcohol as the solvent. He managed to get up to a half gram twice daily. Soon, he was walking 2 to 5 miles daily without lugging an oxygen tank around. Prior to using cannabis, he couldn't climb a flight of stairs. In addition to his walking exercise, he had begun improving his diet. As time went on, his pharmaceuticals, oxygen tanks and oxygen concentrators went out. His weight went from 189 pounds on a slightly short frame to a more appropriate 142 pounds. His blood pressure went back to normal without using blood pressure pharmaceuticals. Until recently, Jeff had to limit his activities according to his oxygen tank's logistics and be assured that his COPD meds were nearby. Many COPD victims report how they have to take a break from whatever they're doing to rest or use a nebulizer or inhale some stored oxygen. Jeff proudly states, "Now my inhalers and nebulizers collect dust in storage and I sold my oxygen concentrator and I walk every day and occasionally jog. I no longer set limits on what exercise or anything else I can do." As with most COPD cases, Jeff couldn't work and was on disability. He wanted to go back to work but had to be selective. Many workplaces do drug checks and don't understand marijuana's medicinal properties, especially in a non-medical marijuana state. He is proud to report that he's working full-time now, in a local grocery store. An even more effective cannabis technique. For COPD or cancer sufferers who may find taking THC cannabis daily like Jeff to be a bit hard to handle with the high side effect, there is the backdoor method of using cannabis suppositories or squirting a syringe of half cannabis oil and half coconut oil into the anus.